Gamers are the reason why a $200 billion industry exists, and you'd think that the people that have jobs within it would have a teeny tiny bit of respect for us, but they don't. And now a Perfect Dark level designer has had a complete and utter meltdown on social media, saying that gamers were a mistake and labeling us disgusting things. I have a few different things to show off though, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I always think it is terrible that these people will attack us no matter what. You'd think that they would actually care about making gamers happy and showing a bit of respect for people they just generally do not agree with, because nobody is going to agree with you all of the time on every single topic or every single piece of content that you create. And as a game designer, you want to respect your potential customers so that they show up and swipe their credit card when your game finally comes out. But I think so many people within the industry now just don't understand that, because they love to belittle gamers as if that's a perfectly fine or winning strategy, and it certainly isn't. Whenever you go on unhinged rants, people are going to use that against you forever, and that's exactly what's going to happen now with the Perfect Dark remake, because the Perfect Dark level designer has said that gamers were a mistake. He works, of course, at Crystal Dynamics, who is currently working on Perfect Dark, and he seemingly does not like gamers. Big shocker there. He says that we were a mistake, and he's also attacking those who oppose race swaps as racist pigs. Now, the topic of race swaps is definitely one that is a bit divisive, because there are people that think that they're perfectly fine and that the best person for the job should get the job, and then others who are saying, no, 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 this in fact is not okay because you are altering an existing character. And let's use the Harry Potter TV series as an example, because people are talking about them potentially casting a black man as Severus Snape. Severus Snape was described in the books in a certain way. He was described as pale, as pallid. There are times where the moonlight was shining off of his face and he looked, almost translucent, right? When a character is described in a certain way and you are claiming to be doing a reboot or a remake that is a faithful one, a faithful adaptation, it is your job to not race swap, to not gender swap, to cast people who fit those descriptions as closely as possible. Otherwise, it's not a faithful adaptation. And when it comes to video games, we have seen a lot of gender swaps and race swaps. I personally think gender swaps are significantly worse, because no matter what, you have to completely change a character. You have to change the essence of them, the way that they act, all of their personality traits. You have to change every little thing about them. It's not just their appearance. But when it comes to race swaps, sometimes they can work, because you do not have to change the essence of the character. And as long as the race is not a direct part of the character story and it's not constantly brought up, sometimes you can cast somebody who can do an exquisite job. But to just simply call anybody criticizing race swaps as racist pigs, you are a disgusting individual. Nobody in life is going to agree with everyone all of the time, and to just label people things like this is terrible. The radical leftists love to put labels on things, and that is exactly what they are doing for their enemies. In this case, calling us racist pigs, and even going as far as to say that gamers were a mistake. Now, he's actually someone who's been pretty vocal since the start of Gamergate 2 on the state of the industry, and back in June, when all of the Pride Month posts were going around and this Halo image had become a meme, he said, seeing a lot of comments turned off for Pride Month posts, I wish all bigots to kindly F off and learn to love others for who they are. Gaming is for everyone except the bigots. So if you do not agree with the decision for companies to use Pride Month to try to virtue signal and pander to certain audiences. Oh, you're a bigot. And he had said, you people are insufferable just a couple of months ago, aka gamers. Absolutely classic move. And now that he has made these posts saying gamers were a mistake and calling us racist pigs, he actually decided to delete his X account and go into hiding. Though that doesn't mean people are not going to point and laugh at him, because that is exactly what is happening. Those who implement race swaps are the true racists. Yeah, it seems like a lot of game devs don't like us as gamers. Makes you wonder why they got into gaming in the first place. Probably activism. It's like with Gamergate 1 and Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn. They really only saw an opportunity to make money. The gaming industry has been growing so much, and they said to themselves, this is definitely a way that I can make money for a long amount of time. They don't give a fuck about video games. They don't care about making amazing products. They just care about making propaganda. And that's really pathetic. Well, then prepare for perfect flop. Do these losers not understand the concept of making a product for the customers? What they can't cry if what they make is not something the customers want. It reminds me of the Veilguard situation just a couple of days ago, where there were developers and the game director who went into an interview and they were talking about how, oh, it was critically acclaimed. Who gives a fuck what the critics say? You're not making a game for critics, you're making a game for gamers. Critics are not the ones swiping their credit cards on these titles, gamers are. Stop worrying about what the critics think and what these modern audience members think. Stop creating modern day slop and just make amazing entertainment. It's really not that hard to understand. Make games. Says gamers are a mistake. Like what? This is just, yes, such an absolutely insane mentality to have. Oh, we hate the very people we are making products for, and we're going to voice that to them. We're going to say we hate them, and then we're still going to expect them to show up and swipe their credit cards. It's absolutely disgusting behavior. And I do want every type of person to be able to work in the video game industry and to play video games. I want it to be a truly inclusive environment, but it's very hard to sit here and say, oh, it's okay that these people are in the industry when they admit they hate our guts. They're indefensible, in my opinion, and they really should not have jobs within this industry because they do not give a fuck about us, about games, and they really only care about filling their pockets with cash. So it will be interesting to see if he decides to get back on social media anytime soon and release any clarifications, or if we even hear rumors that he might have been fired or basically talked down to and told you have to cut the shit. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.